A very good evening to you, ladies and gents, and welcome back to the Q8 Pilot Channel. It is 1700 Zulu, 2000 hours local time here in Kuwait City, Kuwait. I am feeling a little bit unwell this last couple of days. It hasn't been a very good couple of days for me, but I know that I've been away from you guys for quite some time, so I decided no matter what, I have to come online today and do this live stream. And we have something very interesting to take a look at today. But before we delve into the details of this live stream, I want to welcome all of you guys in chat. Very happy to see you here, Stan, this evening here in Kuwait. Welcome, Jesse. Glad to have you here with us. Flyby, welcome aboard from the United States of America. Hello there, Giwon Roy. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here with us. And we have also no culato. I'm sorry, I'm sorry I couldn't say that correctly. How are you doing, my friend? Mr. Allen 84, a very good evening to you, sir. All right, so X-Codr, the developer of X-Codr, has approached me and he said, look, Q8, I have Airport Enhancement Pack version 2 coming out. And I would be grateful if you could showcase it on the channel. And of course, I have purchased this product in the past, and I thought that this would be a good thing to show because I think this now completes the entire package that makes X-Plane 12 look amazing. The airports themselves are actually very good, so this does not add any buildings to it. But notice, the first thing you'll notice is the ground markings. Look at the details there on the ground markings, and you'll see the taxi lines are far more accurate and they look really, really good. I mean, look at the you can see the marking there on the tarmac there on the taxiways. It looks amazing. Very, very, very nice. Look at the details here as well. We are flying the Dash 8 today. We'll get to that in a minute. And this also, Airport Enhancement Pack enhances the buildings themselves. So let me go here to the, I'm going to show you something else as well today. But let me first show you here the actual building structures. They give it a little bit of a facelift there in terms of the textures. I really like the ground markings. They look really, really good. It adds a little bit of clutter as well, so it adds a little bit of ground elements, some some vehicles and what have you. It makes things look a little bit more realistic, I think. It makes the overall scene very realistic and very immersive. One thing that I really want to show you as well is the signage. So the Airport Enhancement Pack completely changes the signage, and you can see how the Taxiway Bravo here signage looks really, really good. And this is, by the way, here, look at this one here. Very, very nice. The only thing you need to do here is you need to remove the ones that are generated by X-Plane and add the ones. Look at the details there, how it's the contact of the actual signage with the ground. It looks really good. The taxi lines, everything looks just amazing. It really brings the airport, again, this is a default airport in X-Plane, but with the Airport Enhancement Pack, definitely it brings things a notch up, and we can see here the details as well here near the aircraft. So we have some really nice airport clutter. The positions are very clearly marked on the ground, and things are looking fantastic. So if you look at the entire package or all the add-ons that we're running today, we have map enhancement, we have sim heaven, and we have Airport Enhancement Pack. And with all those three, I think this is the ultimate ultimate setup for X-Plane. Looks really, really good. So our flight today is going to be from Kraków in Poland. We are departing runway 25 through the Babik 5 Juliet departure. We're arriving about 45 minutes later into Austria, Vienna, Austria, runway 34 through the record-free whiskey arrival. Should be a nice, fun, very scenic flight over in X-Plane. And of course, I'm going to be also giving you my thoughts on map enhancements, on SimHeaven, as well as show you the almost complete FS monitor developed by myself for the flight sim community. Dougal McTavish is in the house. How are you doing, my friend? Glad to have you here. A very good evening to you. Glad to have you guys all with me this evening. So we are going to bring up the sim brief plan. We're going to go here. We're going to put this away, and we're going to hop into the cockpits, the beautiful Fly JSim cockpit here. And very, very nice aircraft. By the way, I had to revert back to 12.4.0 RC2, and that's because this aircraft kept crashing in the latest X-Plane beta. This beta has been the very first beta in X-Plane that has not been stable, even after the second patch. So, anyway, we are going to come here. It says we have the latest version of the aircrafts. We are going to go to select load, of course, kilograms today. And we're not going to bother too much with we're just going to go ahead and enter the zero fuel weight of the aircraft. So that's 24,208, 24,500 is fine. So 24,500, and we give it enter, and that fixes everything for us. The flight obviously is not going to be, it's about 55 minutes over to Austria, and the total fuel weight is, let's see, block fuel is 2,524. We'll say 2,600. So 2,600 in total. And that is going to, if you go to the load summary, we have landing fuel is fine, and we have the maximum zero fuel weight within limits. So we are good here. We're going to say confirmed load, and we're going to say fast load, just in the interest of time. And that is going to set up the aircraft for us. Okay, perfect. So everything is good here, and we are ready to power up the aircraft now. So we're going to come here to the overhead panel, and we are going to turn on the master battery, main, auxiliary, and standby battery. We're going to make sure the main bus tie is turned on. And then we are going to come down here. We're going to turn on the primary display, this one here, and we're also going to turn on the, I love the flicker on the dash 8. So we're not going to turn on the rest of the displays until we have the APU running, and so that we don't discharge the battery. The self-test is taking place right now. Oop, what did I do? All right, so we're just going to wait here for things to... FSX Spin. Welcome. Yeah, they have a version 2, and it's very good. Yes, excellent. All right, so we have the battery discharging right now, so we're going to go to the overhead panel, and we're going to do our test. So before we do the test, we have to power up the APU. So we'll let that. Now we can see the APU fuel bulb is illuminated, indicating that we have power. And now we can actually do the fire test here, and that checks okay. We see that the valve closes and then it opens once we release, so that we're good there. We're going to come here and test the engine 1 and engine 2 fire test. And we're going to also test the baggage cargo and baggage forward test as well. So everything here is good. We're going to go ahead and click on start since everything is fine. And then we're going to go and let's see. We want to wait for the APU to start. So I'm going to leave AC control stays the same. Recirc fan can come on. The bleeds can remain off at the current time. All right, so we have the generator and bleed air is now open. We can turn on known smoking and fasten seat belt signs on and arm the emergency light. Position light is on. We're going to come here to this side and we're going to turn on the pitot static. We're going to also turn on the windshield, so we'll leave it on warm up. turn the pilot side window heat as well, and then we'll put this on normal. So everything here is good. Perfect. Now we can turn on the rest of the displays since we have the APU running and powering up the aircraft. Let's turn up the rest of the displays. There we go. And we're going to also turn power on our FMCs or INSs, whatever UNSs, whatever you want to call them. I love the self-test that happens here. Really, really cool. We're going to come down here and turn on our radios as well. There we go. So both radio, again, test in progress, and then we have the radios running. Perfect. So everything is now set up here perfectly. Okay. Now we can start setting up the actual units. So we're going to bring up Navigraph charts. And by the way, Navigraph charts now has the annotations. There is a scratch pad with the annotations. So if you click here, you can actually now go like they included templates for everything. This is very useful if you're flying on VATSIM because now you can actually write all the notes in a pre-formatted template. So if you click here on H's, for example, you can just select your pen. You can type if you want. So I can type here, anything I want. And you can also write with the pen. So if I go here and I can scribble here anything I want. So very, very useful scratch pad there with from Navigraph charts. Okay, so we're going to put this here. We'll pop this out and we'll bring this to the side. There we go. And we're going to say accept. And the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the fuel and we're going to take a note of the zero fuel weight. So we're going to go right here. So zero fuel weight is 24,532. So 24,532. And we enter that. And the fuel on board is the total fuel weight is 2594. And we entered that. Perfect. Now we can go to the flight plan. Okay. So from the flight plan, we are at Kraków here in Poland. And the first thing we're going to do, we're going to select it, select the menu, and select the departure. We are departing runway 25, so that's number 2. And then the departure today is through the BAP 5 Juliet. That's number 2. So we're going to select that, enter, and enter. There's no transition. So we go back here, BAPCO, as you see the transition here. So we're good. Perfect. So next we are... Hey, Rand Cooley is in the house, ladies and gents. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Felis doesn't play nice in the latest beta as well. Yeah, I've noticed a lot of aircrafts are failing in the new beta, so it's going to take some time, looks like, for things to stabilize. So, next up, we are going to go to list. We are going to select the airway. And as you can see, the airway we need is Lima 856. I'm sorry, guys, that my voice doesn't sound right. But yeah, I've been under the weather, as they say. So we are going to exit at Vadix number 5. And then from Vadix is Babny. So we're flying direct to Babny. And then from Babny, we are going to go direct to Totpi. Strange names. Okay. Totpi. So enter that. And then from Totpi, there is another airway. So we're going to go to list and select airways. And it's Papa 182. That's number 3. We enter that. And we exit at Reklo, which is number 2. And we enter that. And then from Reklo, it's going to be the arrival into Vienna. So that's Lima, Oscar, Whiskey, Whiskey. And we enter that. And then we're going to go to menu and select the arrival. The arrival is going to be runway 34, so that's number 4. We enter that, and the star is the Reclo 3 Whiskey. Let's see. Reclo 3 Whiskey, that's number 12, and we enter that. And then it's going to be the ILS, runway 34, so that's number 2, and we enter that. All right. Now, let's take a quick look here to see if there is a transition at 34. So that's number 34, and I need to remove that. Okay, so that's runway 34. We are going to be coming through, let me focus here. So let's see, FMD, that's the final fix. And let's see. So I don't think that we're going to add any of those transitions. So what I'm going to do is just say enter and then go to FPL. Let's take a quick look at from Mobud. We have the direct to, yeah. So we're going to go to, let me go to next. That's the final fix. Previous. All right. So this one here we can delete. All right. And there we have it. Now we have the flight plan. There we go. That's the flight plan. Okay, perfect. So everything is set up here. And we can now come to the second unit. We're going to say accept. And then we are going to click on master fill from FMS1. You got to love this cross fill receive. And now we have it there. So if you go to FPL, now we have the same flight plan here. All right, so we have everything set up here. We don't need the electrical page now, so I'm going to switch this to the nav page. We still have our flaps, hydraulic pressure and quantity, and we have the map here as well. All right, so we are going to be cruising at a final cruise altitude of 22,000 feet. Let's go ahead and grab the current weather here at Kraków in Poland. QNH is 1017, so we're going to set that to 1017 is already set, and we're going to set the altitude to 22,000 feet. All right, that's 100 above, so 200. All right, 22,000, and we're going to click on Alt Select. We're going to switch the nav source to okay, did we switch it? We did. To FMS1. And we're going to do the same thing here. We're going to switch this to FMS1. FMS1. There we go. So it will read whatever I have here as the captain. Okay, perfect. So everything is set here. We're ready to go. And the only thing we click here to get our speed. So we have today V1 127, V rotate 127, and V2 131. Perfect. All's ready to go. This needs to go on taxi. I'm not sure why FlyJSim still hasn't fixed this. This needs to be at taxi when the aircraft is first powered on. Hi Kuwait, question, where do you set AEP in scenery pack just below all custom airports? All right, so I think it is in the manual, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you this real quick because I think it might lead to some confusion. So here's the scenery packs.ini, okay? Now, if you scroll, if you look at the scenery pack global airports, the AEP or Airport Enhancement Pack needs to be exactly above that, but below all your custom airports, because you don't want to override, your custom airports with the enhancement pack. All of the custom airports have their own signage, their own runway textures. You want to keep those. So exactly above global airports, you will put in your AEP overlays, and that will make it work exactly right. There is one more step, which is you need to delete the taxi signage The instructions are there. You just need to copy them and go over to resources, bitmaps, I think runways, and paste those two files that they provide you with. And that is going to remove the ones that are generated by X-Plane and use the ones that are that ship with Airport Enhancement Pack. Hello, Mohan from Sacramento, California. Welcome aboard. And we have Boeing Corp Mike from Logan, New Jersey. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you guys with us this evening. All right, so everything's good here. We have the aircraft all set up. We're ready to go. So we're going to come here to the overhead panel, and we are going to turn on the red anti-collision light. We're going to make sure that the anti-skid is tested and checked. We're going to come over here as well and do the test. First, we need to do the GPWS test. And we need to do the auto feather test as well. As you can see now, the test is in progress. Up trim, down trim, it does all the things that it's supposed to do. Auto feather arm, so it will check everything here. It says auto feather test in progress. I love this aircraft. All right, so let me set this one up as well to 1017. All right, so that is done. And then there are a few things very hard to test, but let me see if I can put it in a way where you can see what it's doing. Ah, there we go. So that's the first test here. And then we have test 2. That's the IS test. And that's the overspeed test. And then we have also test 1 and 2 here. Okay, perfect. And everything now is set up and ready to go. All right, we're just going to come real quick over here. We're going to see that we are squawking 7,000 and everything else is in tip-top shape. All right, perfect. We're ready for engine start then. And let's go ahead and start with the engine number 1 or engine number 2. And we're going to select that. Now, if slight variation from the actual engine start, because I have both of these mapped into the same control. So now we can go to start and feather. And let's switch to the outside and take a look. Wow, beautiful. Just beautiful. Get well soon, Q8. I was very sick. I was down with pneumonia and H1V1. I was released from the hospital too. Oh, I hope you are well, my friend. I wish you well. All right. Here we go. And then we'll put this to max. Now, I know that it takes both of them, but that's okay. And we have now a good start on engine number 2. Let's go to engine number 1. I'm really, really very, very happy with how X-Plane looks now and performance-wise as well. It's just really, really good. All right, so here is the second engine also coming up. Check out those sounds, guys. Pretty cool, huh? All right. So 25 is right over there. I love the fact that Airport Enhancement Package really fixes the taxi, the taxiways. The marking on the ground is perfect now. So everything looks good. Okay, so everything here is good. We have a good start on both engines. So we are going to come here over to the overhead panel. We're going to put the bleed on normal. Hopefully we don't forget turning on the packs after departure. So we can now turn off the bleed air, the generator, and the APU control. We come here and we turn off the main bus tie, and everything else is in tip-top shape. Okay. Perfect. Let's set our flaps. Flaps 5 for departure. And also, we are going to come down here. Hydraulic control standby. Hydraulic pressure is on. PTU control is on. And we're just going to check the hydraulic-free isolation valve. We're going to make sure that it works okay, and then turn it off. We're going to also turn on the auxiliary pumps and auto feather. All of that is now set. We don't need COM1 here, and the aircraft is now ready for departure. Let's turn on the taxi lights, and we're good to go. If we release the parking brakes now, we have no pass messages, so we're good here. And let's just give it some power. I'm going to go to flight idle. There we go. Okay, excellent. Gotta love the... we need the steering. So let me turn that on. And now we're all ready to go. Such a beautiful aircraft, the Dash 8. And just really incredible fun to fly in this sim. Okay, so we want, again, notice, guys, with the Airport Enhancement Pack, notice the ground marking looks really good. And we can see the signage there ahead. Again, looks really good. I'm not sure that this is, yeah. So you've got Zulu 6, Tango Zulu 5. And we have the signage there for the runway, runway 25. Again, very, very nice ground markings there. All right, here we go. Yeah, the Q400 needs more attention. Yeah, it is. It was actually voted the airliner of the year, I think, a couple of years ago when it was released. And unfortunately, our very good friend Jack is actually not very well. And so he's trying his very best to, you know, update this aircraft and upgrade the rest of the fleet of the FlyJSim aircraft for X-Plane. But he hasn't been very well, so I do wish him well, and I hope that he recovers soon and that he's able to, you know, develop full-time. Okay, hold short. Landing lights are on, taxi lights off. We're going to set the exterior, the strobe lights are on, and we are pretty much go. We're going to remove the control lock here, and we're good to go. And look at the markings, guys. So nice. Definitely AEP is worth the money. It really does bring that level of immersion when you are at the default airports. And really, I think it reduces the need to purchase additional airports for X-Plane. Again, now you can fly, you know, from your favorite airport with, you know, very decent graphics. With AEP and, you know, just actually the base graphics of X-Plane for airports is actually not bad at all. Okay, so we are ready for takeoff here. And let's see here. We are going to hold the brakes. Right, engines are stable. Release. And we need one thing. We need to take this to flight idle. And now we can go. There we go. We'll keep the center line. We'll rotate at 127. And rotate. Positive rate, gear up. All right, let's not get carried away with the views there. All right, we are above 1,000 feet AGL. Bring the props back and retract the flaps. Right, looking good here. And we can now turn on the yaw damper, autopilot, and go to nav. And we'll let the aircraft accelerate a little bit. All right, and I'm going to say IAS at 185. Look at X-Plane 12, ladies and gents. With map enhancement, sim heaven, it is heaven. Yeah, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Right, here's our turn. Looking good, 4,000 feet. It's going to be a short flight, but it's going to be a very scenic one. Yeah, the ground colors are looking definitely much, much better, for sure. What are these ground textures? They look insane. That would be map enhancement. A little saturated. Though I reduced the saturation, I think maybe I need to reduce it a little bit further. But yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. Okay, I'm going to increase our speed here to about 200 knots. Those clouds, though, look at that, guys. Looks really, really fantastic. I mean, X-Plane has definitely come a long way if we consider, you know, what things looked like even when X-Plane 12 first came out. I think it has really come a long way, and the guys over at Laminar keep, you know, changing things and improving things, which is, you know, pretty cool. Very much active development there for X-Plane. Okay, so before we forget, we need to come here and turn on the bleed air. Otherwise, you know, we're going to kill all the passengers. So we are now pressurized, and here's looking good. We can now come in and turn off the auxiliary fuel pump and the auto feather, and we can also turn on the PTU control and standby hydraulic pressure switches. And now we are in tip-top shape. 200, so let's go ahead and increase our speed a little bit. We're going to go to about 225 knots. 225. We're approaching 10,000 feet, so landing lights off. And we're going to release the passengers, so fasten seatbelt signs can go off as well. Let the passengers do whatever they want. And here is again a look here at this beautiful scene here as we fly out of Poland inbound to Austria. And again, look at the ground textures, guys. It looks really, really good, I have to say. Very smooth. And by the way, this is the second flight. On the first flight that I've done with map enhancement, I've noticed that there's a little bit of stuttering every now and then. And that was actually caused by the high resolution textures being loaded as I flew. So this second flight, I let everything come from cache. So a lot of the images now are actually being served from the cache, and therefore we're going to have a much, much smoother and better experience for this flight. Okay, so 10,000 feet, we need to come and set the baro to standard. And let me see here, standard here, and that one's already set. Perfect. We are at 11,000 feet. Things are looking good. And let's take a quick look at the outside. Wow, look at that, guys. This is really, really very immersive. It looks very real. Looks so good. Yeah. How long have I been flight simming? Oof. I have been flying simming for well over 25 years and been a content creator for the last 11 years. Excuse me. So it's been a career on its own, this flight simming thing. It's been a very long year. HDR broke my TV color. I can't watch you streaming since you enabled. Actually, HDR isn't enabled for X-Plane. And I am actually right now watching the stream on my iPad, and it's perfectly fine. So HDR is, I disabled HDR after several of you complained. So HDR is not enabled for X-Plane at all. Do you think X-Plane 11 is still worth it now in 2026? X-Plane 11, no. I mean, upgrade. Still a little, yeah, no, just upgrade to X-Plane 12. Turns in this aircraft are so smooth. Yes, they are. They're very, very good. I love this aircraft. Everything about this aircraft is just top-notch. Look at the beautiful engine view here. Wow, look at that. Looks so good. I mean, the clouds are actually looking really, really amazing now in X-Plane. You know, funny thing that this actually was the top complaint for X-Plane users is that, you know, the clouds were unrealistic, you know, this is not good. You know, there were so many attempts by so many in the community to address the clouds with so many Lua scripts. You know, there was X-Enviro, there was so many. I remember I did a lot of, you know, a lot of videos on cloud and how to improve clouds. But now, out of the box, in X-Plane 12, the clouds look phenomenal. Yeah. Just really does look very, very good. Sometimes they look a bit off in some situations, but for the most part, I think the clouds are looking very good. Okay, so we'll wait until we are at 22,000 feet. We are 22, 25 knots. Things are good. Excellent. I use it because my hardware has integrated graphics and I'm too broke to get a dedicated GPU or PC for that matter. On my phone, it's okay. But on YouTube, on my TV, it says that video is on HDR. Really? That's strange. All right, so things are looking good here. And we are about 4,000 feet from our cruise altitude. And once we are at our cruise altitude, then I will be showing you guys a few things I just want to share with you. So in the last, since last Thursday, so I think, yeah, no, so Wednesday was the last day that we've had at work. And then Thursday, we've been off since last Thursday for the Eid holidays here. So the month of Ramadan, the fasting month here in Kuwait, has ended. And so we've had the Eid holidays. And tomorrow is actually our first day back at work from a very long holiday. Unfortunately, I did not really enjoy this holiday much because I wasn't really feeling well. It's very seldom that I, you know, get sick, but yeah, it has definitely hit me hard this time. And so I just felt like I wanted to sleep all, during this entire holiday. YouTube is upscaling to HDR on my phone as well. No problems, though, on my Pixel 10 Pro. Perfect. Okay, so 2,000 feet to go. And things are looking... I didn't want to have clouds today because... look at that, guys. Here, I think you can see... the map enhancement there and how it has enhanced. I mean, it's just the word enhancement. It really does enhance the experience in X-Plane. Look at that. It's really, really good. With the clouds and everything else. Wow. Just really amazing. I hope that we don't get as much clouds because this is a very, very scenic route from Poland to Vienna, where you get to see a lot of, the mountain range in this area looks really, really good. So hopefully we'll, the clouds would subside and then we'll be able to see a little bit more of, the beautiful scenery throughout our flight. I got the new add-on for Music Chingo. I'm not sure what that is. I will upgrade. I'm starting a little PC build and business to eventually have enough money to buy myself PC parts. Well, all the best to you, my friend. Kuwait, do you respect glider plane pilots? Well, I respect anyone and everyone, my friend, regardless of their, national origin, their sex, their, job, their affiliations, their beliefs. I just respect all human beings. Until they prove they are not worthy of respect, then that's a different story. But to begin with, I have respect for everyone just equally, without looking at anything that is that is differentiating. So, does Airport Enhancement Pack impact FPS? No, none whatsoever. All right, so we are at 22,000 feet. We are going to bring back the props to minimum 850. And now we're going to bring back the throttle as well back to about 57. There we go, 57. That should keep our speed where it is at 225. We'll give it just a notch up there, 58, 59. All right, that should keep us perfectly at 225. Maybe we'll need to make a few adjustments here and there, but we are pretty much good here. And now we will continue our flight. And by the way, we don't have much left. If I go to VNAV, I'm going to give a target of 1,000 feet per minute. So we'll put 1,000 and say enter. And now it says that the top of descent is going to be in 40 nautical miles. So I want to descend at 1,000 feet per minute. So we'll begin in 40 nautical miles from now. So, yeah. So let me just go very quickly here to the outside. I think we can see the beautiful mountain range here. Look at those beautiful textures as well from map enhancement that makes X-Plane look absolutely amazing. Very, very nice. Very nice. Okay. So, let me bring up the range here a little bit to 40. And we can see, I think you can see here TOD now on the display. And we'll use VNAV for the descent as well. So very short hop. Very short hop. Where did you get the version 2? The store doesn't have it. It hasn't been released yet. So it will be released very soon. please, yeah, I agree with Dougal there. Please do not discuss anything, any matters related, or bash anyone here on the channel. That is not allowed. I do respect all your views, but definitely this is not the place to discuss any of those things. So thank you very much, guys, for complying with the channel guidelines. I very much appreciate that. Okay, so one thing I want to show you guys is FS monitor. So there we go. So this has been a labor of love for me, and I think it is in a shape where I think it's ready for public release. It is actually released on fsmonitor.io, and I am very proud to say that this is the very first live news aggregator for flight simulation. It brings you news as it happens, breaking news for flight simulation. As you can see here, there is a badge that says that it's live, and I have now implemented a user profile, so you can actually go and register on the site, and you can set for breaking alerts as well as a weekly digest. And the breaking alerts is that if you're on the site and there is a breaking news, you will actually get an alert on your browser that there is something breaking news in flight sim that you need to go and take a look at. And the weekly digest that you see here is at the end of each week, you will get a summer news that happened during the week. And I'm, of course, using artificial intelligence to score the news. And when the digest that you get is actually something that is indigenous to the site. There's a lot more features that I want to bring in this site, but you can see now you can click, for example, here on Explain 12, and now it will filter everything by Explain, and you get only Explain news, as you can see, or you can say, I want Explain and I want only aircraft, so you'll get only aircraft news here, and so on and so forth. You can also bookmark your favorite news, so I can go, for example, here to FS Weekend. Again, fresh news, really. All of the editorial, you can see now there is a full editorial, and this editorial, by the way, is indigenous to FS Monitor. If you want to read the actual article, you can click there on the full article and go to the site. I am getting some share, or you can save this. So if I click here on save and I go to my bookmarks, you'll see that I have now this saved into my bookmarks. So there you go. That's FS Monitor, and I hope that you guys find it useful. Please do share the site, visit the site, share the site with your friends. And let me see here. I think we are closer here to top of descent. Okay. So bit rate is lower than the recommended bit rate. So I am still getting some issues there. Does AEP 2.0 support 12.4 without replacing X-Plane's new ground vehicles? Yes, it does. Works just fine. I'm gonna go eat some. Q8, which tool or code did you use for creating the site? It looks good, but recognizable, like new upgraded Flight Sim TO website. So the look and feel is inspired by, let me click here on, hold on a second, guys. Let me set our altitude to 5,000. All right, and we're gonna click on VNAV. All right. Okay, so that will start. Let me just make sure that we have the right, actually 3,000. So we want to go to 3,000. All right. So basically, the look and feel of the site is inspired by an application called World Monitor. So if you type in worldmonitor.app in your browser, you will go to a site. And that's where I got the inspiration to start Flight Sim. I want the worldmonitor.app is something that gives you access to all the world news. It's a beautiful site, and it's a very, very, it's something that the developer has put in a lot of effort into developing. So I wanted to create something. I said, hey, world monitor, we need to have a flight sim monitor. I want like the fresh news because I'm always behind. It started really from a problem that I've had, just like everything else with, with the channel. And I said, I built something that is very small. For me, it would collect the news and it would send it to me every morning through chat. And then I said, you know what? I'm going to extend this, and maybe there are a lot of people in the community that would want to have something similar. So let me go ahead and do that for them as well. And that's how the idea came about. So what I'm using several things for it. So for the actual diagrams, I started with Visio, and then I use Manos, manos.im, and I use bolt.new for the development. So you need to be on the paid plan for Manos because it only gives you 300 credits a day if you're not on the paid plan. And bolt.new as well, of course, is a paid service. So yeah, that's what I've done. Okay, so we are now descending towards Vienna. We're going to bring this back to 900 prop, and we are going to bring back the throttle here a little bit so that our speed doesn't go, we don't overspeed. So let's see here. I think that's about right. And let's take a quick look at the outside. Again, look at the beautiful scenic route here. Very, very nice, very realistic. The map enhancement does a really good job with bringing satellite imagery into X-Plane, as you can see here. This is serious business. What I meant is the UI UX, which looks very good as well. So the UI UX, I use Manos. Yeah, I just used Manos, and I told Manos to use the world monitor as a guide for the visual appearance. And then I gave it a little bit of prompting for the UI UX, what exactly I wanted. And it, after several iterations, it gave me what I really was looking for. So, yeah, it takes a little bit of time to do it, but it's not very difficult. It just needs a little bit of time and patience. Look at how beautiful this is, guys. Wow. Wow, X-Plane is looking at its best. Very, very cool. So now, for VFR flights in X-Plane, you can very much fly with the exact same fidelity as Microsoft Flight Sim. In fact, I think that the colors overall in X-Plane look far more realistic than Microsoft Flight Sim. With the map enhancement, the clouds, everything is now just looking fantastic. So yeah. Let's see here. What do we got here? All right. So all right. We are looking good. On Manos, the Meta AI tool, is it? No. So Manos, manos.im. Just type in manos.im. It's a separate company. I don't know if Meta AI is the Meta. I don't think so, no. Manos is its own thing, I think. Does it have the water, puddle, snow? Can we see various weather within the AP version 2? Still thinking about... Yes, it has all of that. It has the puddles, it has the... I don't think it replaces any of those, so you'll have those by default from X-Plane. It does not interfere with them. Oh, thank you very much, sir. I'm glad that you like my streams. Yeah, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Guys, I have I have this other channel, which is in Arabic for AI. And it's funny how you get the same comments from haters, just like I did with the Q8 Pilot channel. I think this hate thing over, you know, on YouTube is something that you'll always get, no matter, you know, which niche you're in, what language, what audience, you're just always going to get it. And of course, my experience with the Q8 Pilot channel has served me very well with this new channel. Because I know how to handle these things now, and I've developed very thick skin for it. But it just really amazes me how just people can't have the decency sometimes to just say, well, thank you for putting this out. Here are my comments, 1, 2, 3. You're so impolite and so... I just don't get it. I just don't understand. Well, anyway. When is AP coming out? I thought that it might be out on Friday. I think Friday. It's coming out on Friday. Yeah, I'm really sad how one can just be slightly... Yeah, it doesn't cost you anything, you know? It doesn't cost you anything to be nice. People are the same, yeah. Are the same world. Yeah, all over the world. Yeah, yeah. For sure, Ram. For sure. Right, we're coming down to 16,000 feet from 22 for 3,000 feet. Our final platform altitude today over at Vienna. And things are looking fantastic. Nice time of day to fly as well. Wow, look at this view, guys. Absolutely amazing. X-plane is just amazing. Wow. Okay, 15,000, so we're actually almost there. I wonder... let's see, flight plan.
For the viewers, C3.
Oh, thank you very much, Niels, for coming up with a 20 DKK super chat. Thank you for the view. Thank you very much. Really appreciate that. That's very, very kind of you. Terrible accident. ATC cleared for the firecraft cross in front of the CRJ. Captain and co-pilot both. Oh, that's very sad. That's very, very sad. I don't have really a very good view of what's going on there, but let me bring up the charts and let's see here. Let me turn this off back on. All right, so we want to go all the way down there, and then there's a turn back. Okay. All right, I can see it now. I can see what's going on there. If we click here and go to next, that's Mobwood. Yeah, okay, got it. Right, well, we're looking good. And we will set the altimeter. I think it's 11,000, not sure. Let me go to the flight. We're going to go to weather. So the weather is fine. Nothing too serious. Visibility is good. And 1018. So we're going to come over here and set 1018. Okay, perfect. And all is looking good now. I think I'm going to retard the throttle here a little bit. Dougal McTavish just coming in with 5 QA pilot memberships. Dougal, thank you so much. Very, very kind of you, sir. And guys, if you've received a membership from Dougal, please be sure to say thank you. Thank you so much, Dougal. That's very, very kind of you, sir. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. Right, bringing this now, we'll bring back our speed. You guys are too kind, I have to say. Thank you, Dougal. And thank you all for the support and for being here this evening. I realize this is a Monday, either morning or night. For some of you, it's the beginning of the working week. So I really appreciate you guys being here with me this evening. Okay, let's go back. We're going to change this to 20 nautical miles. We're looking good. Here's the turn. Right, we're coming up to 10,000 feet. Landing lights on. And we are going to turn on the fasten seatbelt signs. All right, now we can give the throttle a little bit more power there to maintain the current speed as we continue our descent to 3,000 feet, about 7,000 feet to go. Well, I don't consider me an ortho guy. ME does really look great. It does. It does. And suddenly I am a captain over here. Ha ha ha. This, these stream things cannot get my... Well, welcome to Captain, and thank you very much, Dougal. That's very, very kind of you, sir. All right. Here's 10,000 feet. We're looking good. We are at 200 knots, very close to our destination now. Always a pleasure to fly over Austria. Beautiful country, Austria. Looks really good. Yeah. Austria is one of the countries where there is a lot of history, especially if you go to Tuscany in Austria is just a beautiful place to visit. I've had actually the pleasure of being there several times. And every time I went to Austria, I really enjoyed myself with the family as well. So after the flight, would love to see the various weather on AEP version 2. Well, we'll try to do that. Maybe once we land, we will change the weather and take a look at how things look. Okay, so if I look down here now, this seems to be the runway, so we're going to go all the way and come back. I think we should be fine in terms of our speed. We need to set up the ILS frequency, so 108 LOC, that's the localizer, 108.1. All right, so 108.1. We're going to click here. 108.1. There we go, and we'll set that up. And it says ILS, so it has identified. By the way, we've been flying on standby frequency. Now we're on alt. Okay. So so all is good here. That's runway 34. So we're going to make a turn and come back. And for that, we're going to make sure that our speed is maybe around 150 is fine. But we're just going to continue the descent right now. The airport is to our right, somewhere over there. Yeah, that's probably the airport right here. And we're looking good. Now for the Dash 8, we're going to need our speed. So if I click here, it's going to give us the approach speed, 133. So we're going to keep it at 133 until touchdown. Now, one of the things with the Dash 8 for landing, the first thing to know is that you do not retard the throttle at all until the aircraft's landing gear actually hits the ground. At 133 knots, you're going to just let the aircraft glide down until you reach the runway, and when the landing gear hits, that's when you retard the throttle. If you retard the throttle any time before that, it's going to be a hard slam into the ground, and that's what you do not want. So I'm going to attempt to have a nice smooth landing today, and hopefully we can do that. It does look very good, yes. I recommend Austria, Switzerland, and is that the Czech Republic? Absolutely gorgeous. Southern Germany too, yeah. Greets from Austria. Oh, hello, my friend. Welcome aboard. Glad to have you here. Hello, our experience. Good evening to you, my friend. As one of my retirement bucket lists together with Scandinavian countries, I'm a mountain and winter guy. Oh, cool. I think we can see our flight path clearly now after Whiskey Whiskey 971. It's the final fix for runway 34, and we need to be at 3,000 feet. We still have about 16 nautical miles before we reach the waypoint that precedes the final fix. So I think we are good there. We're looking good. I'm going to let the speed bleed a little bit more, and then maybe we can stabilize at 160 knots for now. And then we'll make our turn and everything should be cool. Yeah. Here's a look at the outside. You can see there are some anomalies with the map enhancement, but overall, I think it really does make things look a lot better than the default mesh in X-Plane. Some places you lose the water, like you did here. You have it here, but overall the textures are much nicer. It really brings X-Plane to life and makes it look extra realistic. So can't complain there. Right, let me give it just a little bit of throttle here to make sure that we don't bleed much more speed now. We're going to need a little bit more speed, but we're fine now. Okay, 166. Yeah, it should stabilize there now. Okay, so we're going to come down here. We're going to set this to 10 nautical miles, and now we can clearly see where we are. And I think we're doing fine here in terms of our altitude. I think you use X-World as well. X-World. I don't use X-World. I use SimHeaven. That's what I use. That's the walk-around plugin. That's right. And quite frankly, guys, I did not like this walk-around plugin at all. It would be a hard pass for me. I purchased it. I think the developer might have given me a copy of it. I couldn't locate his email, but I went and purchased it, and I do not recommend it, to be honest. Is version 2 free? I think you'll get a discount, but I'm not sure if it's free. I think you'll get a discount. SimHeaven is the author of the packages. SimHeaven is the author. The packages for X-Plane 12 is X-World. Oh, okay. That would be my bad. Then, yes, I'm using X-World then. X-World SimHeaven. Yeah, that's right. You are right. You are right. My bad. I think it's the sickness that I've been just really haven't been feeling well this last period. All right. So looks like it's doing some strange things now. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to, let's see. I want to go to heading select. And I'm going to go, yeah. All right, let me bring back the throttle. And okay, so let me just go slightly to the side, and then we'll make the turn and come back. Okay, that's good. Okay, so things are okay. It wants to go to the final fix, but we need a little bit of time. So we're going to just keep in this direction, and then we'll make the turn towards the final fix. I'll bleed a little bit of speed, and then we will actually, what we can do now is the following. We can get our 339 as the approach course. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the nav source to and then we're going to set the course to 339. Okay, 339. And that's good. We're going to now switch the heading here. Okay, we want to keep our speed. Perfect. All right. Let's take a quick look here, see where we are. I think we are good here. If I increase the range, there's the final fix. And so what we can do now is we can set the heading. Let's see here. We're going to go all the way right there to a heading of 339. And we're going to click here on approach. little bit of stuttering there. And we're going to go ahead and go to flaps 5. We need the props on max. Noticing a little bit of stuttering there. That's probably some of the map enhancement textures loading. Okay. So now it looks like we've captured the localizer. There we go. And the runway is just ahead now. Localizer captured. We want to remember our speed of 133. I'm just going to click here one more time just to make sure. 132, that's fine. And where's the runway, guys? The runway's right there. I can see it now. Okay.
Terrain, 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 terrain. Terrain, terrain, terrain. Terrain, terrain, terrain.
Yeah, it's gonna keep telling us terrain, terrain until we pass this area here. We're looking
Terrain,
good,
terrain,
so
terrain,
I'm not gonna change
terrain,
anything right
terrain,
now. We'll just
terrain,
leave the
terrain,
aircraft.
Terrain, terrain, terrain.
Already planning on the 2030 Winter Olympics, just waiting to find out the opening ceremony. All right, perfect. All right, we're still looking good. The runway is ahead.
Terrain, terrain.
We need, I think, second degree flaps. So let me go ahead and go flaps 10.
Too low.
And we're
terrain,
going to lower the
too
landing
low,
gear.
Terrain, too low. 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 Terrain.
That's gone
too
berserk
low,
now.
Terrain.
All right, there we go. Okay, so everything is in tip-top
Terrain,
shape now
terrain.
for our landing. It should stop also saying terrain, terrain now
Terrain,
that we're passing the tree area there. I can see the runway ahead now. And by the way, we're going to do flaps 15 today. So let me switch that. And we need the auxiliary fuel pumps. And we need the standby hydraulic and PDU control to be on as well. We are going to come here and we're going to turn off the bleeds. And everything else is in tip-top shape.
Terrain, terrain.
Why is it still complaining about the terrain? All right, we can see the glide slope needle moving down. We have the runway in sight. Beautiful, beautiful afternoon arrival here in Vienna. So we're at flaps 10. Okay. All right, glide slope active. Excellent. And we're going to go to flaps 15. I'm going to retard the throttle. We want to shoot for about 132 knots. So we'll let the aircraft, we'll disconnect the autopilot at about 1,000 feet and fly the aircraft. Just want to make sure that we are at the correct speed. One of the most important things in the Dash 8 is the approach speed. So we want to make sure this is correct. And let me just give it now some throttle. A little bit more. A little bit more. There we go. I think that's about right. Okay, we have the runway in sight. Alright, we were actually... I don't know why it didn't give us the sound. They're 1,000 feet, but let's go ahead and disconnect the autopilot now.
Terrain, 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 terrain. Terrain, terrain.
$100, 50, 40, 30, 20.
Bit of a floater there.
10.
Not the best of my landings in this aircraft, but okay. Okay, and let's go to reverse thrust. We'll take a look at the landing. Hard landing, 244 FPM. That's, by the way, a function of this walk-around plugin, which I don't understand why it has a landing rate thing, but yeah. Okay. We're getting a lot of pauses and stutters here as we arrive. But again, we can see this is another default airport, and look at the signage and the details there on the taxiways. Again, Airport Enhancement Pack version 2 in the making here, and it looks really good. Let's take a quick look at our landing. There's a bit of a float there. I've done 400 FPM once. Yeah, I've done even worse than that, so let's take a quick look.
10.
We're way out of the touchdown zone as well.
100.
Yeah, I messed up this landing for sure. Okay. All right, there we go. I've definitely done better with the Dash 8, but that's all right. All right, there we go.
30, 20. 10.
Okay. So we are going to start the APU. Start. And landing lights off, taxi lights on. And that goes to red. And did we retract the flight? We did. We're going to bring this back. Okay, perfect. Right, so I think you guys wanted to see the... let me change here. I hope it doesn't crash the sim. Let's see here. Let's go to manual, and we'll use convictive. Maybe that will make things... let's see. Ah, there you go. So you do get the puddles, definitely, with... it doesn't really interfere with that. You get the surface refraction, as you can see. Not a problem there whatsoever. And it really does look good. The marking on the taxiways is just very, very realistic. And it really takes the default airports to the next level. So really no complaints there in terms of you know, what Airport Enhancement Pack does. Again, you can see here these structures again are enhanced with the Airport Enhancement Pack. So all your buildings will receive an upgrade. It will not add anything new to the sim, but it will enhance the overall textures of your items. Yes, 12.4 assets have been improved and explained. I'm also worried that AEP is one causing the stuttering. I doubt that AEP does that. I think it is probably map enhancement for the most part that causes these stutters. But yeah, you can see that it actually works. If I go here, let me see if I can convictive IFR. Yeah, there we go. Let's see. There we go. That's even worse conditions there. And you can see again with Airport Enhanced Pack, again, you get the beautiful refraction, or what do you call it? Refraction, yeah. You get the pedals, you get everything, you get the beautiful markings on the... You can see where the oil spots are. They look a little different with the wet surface refracted taxiways here. You can see the beautiful markings as well. They look really good. And so let's come over here. Looks like there's another Dash 8 over there. Yeah. Alright, so we'll bring the aircraft to a stop here at Foxtrot 47. There we go. And parking brake is set. And we're going to turn on the bleed air. And bus tie on. And now we can kill the engines. Fuel cutoff. There we go. And we can turn off the taxi light. We'll turn the anti-collision light. And put this back on MIM. Recirc fan is off. Okay. And let's see, what else do we need to do? We'll leave those on. We can come here, turn this off, turn that off. And then we'll come over here and turn these switches off. And that's pretty much it. We can now release the passengers. So we're going to come here and we'll say start unloading. That will deploy the stairs. You can see the beautiful lights there as well. And the aircraft now, the passengers can disembark the plane. All right, let me change this back to so we're going to change this just to clear weather so you guys can see better. There we go. And you can now see again here at Austria, you can see the markings there with the Airport Enhancement Pack version 2. Again, very realistic ground marking across the board, and things are looking really, really nice. I think it does make things look a lot better. It enhances as well the textures. So this is a default airport that actually looks very, very good with Airport Enhancement Pack. It looks, by the way, good without it in X-Plane 12. But with Airport Enhanced Pack, you get extra, little buildings there, and the airport clutter in general looks really, really good. So this is, for example, here. This is something that's enhanced with Airport Enhancement Pack. Again, you get the ground services, the ground vehicles. Things are looking really, really good overall. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys today in this live stream. I hope that you've enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed streaming it for you. It's been a lot of fun. Want to thank you all for being here. Thank you for the support. Thank you for your super chats, for the gifted memberships. I really appreciate it. And as far as the Airport Enhancement Pack goes, guys, if you don't have it, it's definitely something that will revamp the look and feel of the default airports in X-Plane 12, bringing more detailed ground elements to your default airports. And if you ask me, is this something that I would recommend? My answer would be yes. This is something that I would recommend if you want a better experience at the default airports in X-Plane 12. Until we meet again, ladies and gents, please take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you all very soon. Thanks for tuning in, and have a lovely day.